food systems include everything from the production, so what we raise, how we raise it, what we grow, the inputs we use, they affect the land. Then we're talking about the entire supply chain, so how that product gets from essentially farm or field to the grocery store or to a school and everything in between. When we talk about food systems, it's very encompassing of lots of different things that have these economic and environmental and sociocultural impacts that are really important to consider. Our project focuses on understanding the trade-offs associated with how cities make their food purchasing decisions. We need economists, we need sociologists, anthropologists, we need hard scientists, and we all have to come together and learn how to speak to each other and think about how do we bring those best parts of each of our disciplines together to really understand those trade-offs. So when the FFAR Tipping Points program was announced, what we said is, this is an incredible opportunity where we can think about these ideas that we've just come up with and vetted with community stakeholders as part of the statewide planning process, as part of the city's food vision. We can bring them together and also integrate our interdisciplinary research team. More of the decisions around food policy are actually coming from cities and from urban people. Actually, we have federal policies, those are really important, but cities are making really key choices around the world, not just in large cities in the United States. And so they're making these decisions that have these very broad impacts, but often they're making them without incorporating regional stakeholders or rural farmers and ranchers into those conversations. And so what I'm trying to think about is how do we actually promote opportunities for sustainable development? And to do that, we need urban folks that are making these decisions to actually include the voices of rural and regional stakeholders. It really is important that FFAR has facilitated these relationships for a number of reasons. One, when the pandemic hit and we were all trying to figure out how can we use the data that we've collected, the models we've started to build, the partnerships that we've created to support decision making across the food system, what we were able to do is to quickly come together and actually put together some reports and publications about the impacts of some different ways that our school districts, for example, were responding in terms of emergency feeding programs. So we're able to think about what did we know because of this work about the school districts that were best prepared to respond to the pandemic. And this is critical because our National School Lunch Program is the second largest feeding program in the United States. So when schools close, that means many kids go hungry. The FFAR funding really enabled us to take this idea that we had and first pilot it in Denver and Colorado, and then really think strategically about how to take what we learned and scale it up, not just to New York. New York City Public Schools are the largest purchaser of food in the country after the Department of Defense, but then think about what are the international implications of this kind of work.